Hi, this is Marlon, and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's been quite a while since I posted any new videos, and so for the beginning of January 2020, I'm hoping to make more videos. I have a lot in my mind of what I want to do, and thank you, first of all, to all the subscribers, all the new ones. Every day or so, 2 or 3 of you are subscribing, and I'm getting close to 3,000 subscribers. So thank you very much. I've also made this promise, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep. And I promised that if you subscribe to me, I would subscribe to you. I think I'm going to develop carpal tunnel trying to subscribe to all of you, but I will do my best to try to do that and keep that promise. But today I want to talk about our new Mevo setup that we are using currently to stream our Wednesday night Bible lessons that we do from via Facebook. That's the real reason we're using the Mevo camera primarily. Is to use live streaming for our Wednesday night Bible studies. And so let me talk about that setup. We are still using the first generation Mevo camera. Now, there is a newer one, which will be a little bit more. And so the first generation is going to be a little bit cheaper if you still want to get one. For our purposes, we didn't really see the need to upgrade to the new camera. The one we're using is fine. And with the improvements that we're using with the microphones, we're good. The new version does, however, boast better Wi-Fi Bluetooth connectivity and I think a better built-in microphone. But again, since we're using external microphones, audio interfaces, the extra better microphone is really not an important point. But let's talk about that setup. So we're still using the Mevo camera. The first change that we've made is a change in microphones. We were using a lavalier or a lapel type microphone, which clipped onto the speaker's, shirt or collar. It had a cable that went to a little box, and that box had an XLR connection, which went to the little mixer, and it just became inconvenient. Often the teacher who was going to speak sometimes would just slip in right before 7 o'clock, which is our streaming time, and setting up the microphone wouldn't always get on right. And plus they were kind of tethered, so we decided to try a different microphone. So the microphone that we chose to try out, and I'm very happy, and so happy in fact we got 2 of them, is the Technica AT875R. This is a shotgun microphone, and compared to other microphones, it is a microphone that looks like this. It's real skinny when you take off the little windscreen. You'll notice it has a little small capsule in the front, and it has some interesting stuff on the side. Now, this microphone is designed to be very directional, meaning whatever you point it at, it's going to pick up the sound in that general direction. Sound that it's not pointed at, which means the sides and the back, it's going to reject that sound. So, which is pretty good because in our little classroom, there's people, sometimes there's a window and we hear the bus go by. It kind of helps just focusing that sound right on the speaker, and it sounds pretty good. Now, there are other shotgun microphones out there. We chose to use this one. I like it. Again, we got 2 of them, and it makes our audio setup real easy. And I think the audio sounds a lot better. Especially we have guys that are speaking. It picks up the nice girth from their voice. I really enjoy this. So that's the first improvement that we've done. The second improvement that we've done is to switch from our iRig 2 audio interface to the Shure MVI audio interface. Now, the reason we're using an audio interface is because we're not using the built-in microphone on the Mevo. We are using an external microphone like this one. And in order to get that into our stream, we have to connect it to an iOS or Android device so that the Mevo app can recognize that and then put it out to the stream. Okay? So in order to use this microphone with the Mevo, we need an audio interface. The iRig 2, it's nice, it's cheap, but it is cheap in a sense of being plastic, really light. Compared to the Shure MVI, the MVI is like a tank. It feels like a heavy paperweight. And I always felt that the iRig 2 was a little noisy. It is designed to be basically an interface for guitarists or bassists to plug their instrument in and do virtual pedals and amps, and so maybe a little bit of noise is okay for that situation, but for ours, I just wanted clean, simple audio, and the Shure MVI delivers. Now let's remember our path for the audio. We have a person who's speaking, it goes into the microphone, the audio from the microphone goes into our mixer, and our mixer goes into our audio interface, and the audio interface goes into the Mevo app. So let's talk about the connection from the mixer into the audio interface. And for that, we are using a 1/4-inch balanced cable into the back, which supplies a combination XLR and 1/4-inch input, which is great. I love that. Depending on the mixer you use, the output may be XLR or 1/4-inch. It has you covered in that. Now, in order to connect from the audio interface to the iOS device or Android device, it uses a USB micro out. Okay, very common cable. Maybe on your phone you've seen this, but if you're using an iPad that uses a lightning port, there is a proprietary cable that has a USB micro on one end and a lightning port on the other. This is a cable that is supplied with the audio interface, but I must warn you, it is proprietary. I thought I lost it, and the cable costs about $30 to replace. And so if you lose this and you're only using an iPad that has a lightning port, you can be kind of in a jam if you lose this. I even try to make my own with little cable adapters. Doesn't work. So be careful with that and how you keep your cables and how you move around. But other than that, it works fine. It is a USB powered device, which means unlike the iRig 2, it doesn't require any special power. This one does. So if you're using, again, your iPad or your Android phone or iPhone, make sure that it's charged really well, because it's going to supply some power to this device. Now, when it supplies power to the device, you do have the option, there's an output, headphone output, where you can monitor it if you want. But it also has an option to supply phantom power. Now, most microphones use phantom power are going to be these kind of microphones, condenser microphones. The lav mic, again, we use was a condenser, which means it needs a little extra voltage to run it. If you're using a dynamic microphone, no extra power is needed. But again, that USB audio interface to Shure MVI will take up some bus power. If you want to run phantom, there is an option, but it only supplies 12 volts of phantom power. I was trying to run one of my large condenser microphones just by that little audio interface directly into my iPad. It would not work because my microphone required 24 or 48 volts of phantom power, and the Shure MVI, using a mobile device, will only output 12 volts. Now, I think that is different if you're using a laptop or a computer. It gives a little bit more power. But using these portable devices, again, like an iPad or iPhone or a smartphone, you're going to need something more powerful. But in our situation, since we are using the Mackie 402 VLZ3 mixer, it's not a problem because it supplies phantom power for us. So again, let's go over the audio path. We have the person speaking, it goes into the microphone goes into the mixer. We can adjust it right there. From the mixer, we have an output going into the audio interface, from the audio interface through the USB micro into our iPad. But I want to show you some of the things that we've added to make this really look well. So let me switch to a different camera mode here. Here goes the Audio Technica AT875R microphone. And we are using this little clamp. It's made by Camvate, and it's a simple clamp here. And then next to it, there is a little ball 1/4-inch screw option on there. And this is the microphone clip that comes with the microphone. And you'll notice that it has that little 1/4-inch screw adapter. If you don't have this, this thing just actually comes out. So we're going to screw this on, and I'll show you the microphone stand that we're using. We are using a stand made by Gator, it is called the Gator Frameworks. And you'll notice I have the Mevo just screwed onto it, right? Very nice. So let's do this. Let's put our little clamp on there. And now all we have to do is put our little microphone right on there. And you see that? Nice little setup. You got your Mevo, you got your shotgun mic pointed right at the person, and we just put that right on the desk, right in front of the person speaking. It's nice and low profile, and we've even added an extra clamp that faces the opposite way, that has a microphone shooting into the audience, so to speak, that allows us to pick up group questions and stuff like that. So I love this setup. I enjoy it. I'm going to leave you a link into our Facebook page so you can hear some of the audio and see what it sounds like in this new setup. So that's our new setup. I enjoy it. If you have any questions or comments, please post them in the comment sections. If you need to reach me, please, again, use that format. I will release my email in some ways if you need to. But it is my pleasure to continue to do videos. Again, this year I have a lot going on in my life, but I also have some great ideas for some new videos. For those of you that have joined because you were looking at the Q series mixer, I found a wonderful gentleman that's been working with our church for audio, and this guy knows the mixer way better than I do. And I've marked him to work with me and explain some more details of that mixer and probably answer some of the questions you may have. So thanks again for subscribing, and thanks again for watching this video, and I hope to produce more videos quite soon. Take care.